like that I fucking called your ass out, bitch. I'm gonna call you right now.
I don't know if that's a good idea, Marissa.
I'm gonna.
Marissa?
What? Dude. She's a piece of work. She's a piece of work. How dare you? How dare you? Now everything that these people are telling me and Justin about you really is true. It really is true. What you have done and what you're trying to do is very, very sneaky, underhanded. It's very shady. And you want to know something? I said it to Drea. I'm going to say it to you. Marvon deserves better.
Takeaways from this is that she can never be wrong.
And surprisingly, in that clip, she wasn't even talking about herself. But let's get straight into the video. So, unsurprisingly, Without Crystal Ball has gone back to her old ways, exposing people's personal lives and going far deeper than it needs to go. We've seen her do that with Charlotte on the web. That was the basis for the whole Tati Westbrook lawsuit. And she's done it on more times than I care to actually mention. And what has she done this time, I hear you asking? Well, she's gone and posted Molly Golightly's mugshot, calling her a criminal and implying that Molly is actually trying to steal from the case that her and Katie Joy are both, well, on Katie's behalf, fighting over. And just a very quick backstory. Marvon, who's known as Von, is unfortunately on life support, and his wife, Dre, is very bizarrely going to the hospital where her husband is on life support, filming, doing lives, whilst her husband lays in vegetative state, after all of the doctors have told her, unfortunately, that her husband is never going to regain brain function and is so basically dead. And there's no hope for him ever coming back. And Katie Joy, as well as Molly Golightly, although she hasn't explicitly mentioned this, Katie Joy basically thinks that Dre killed her husband, even though on the police report it was reported that Dre went into the shed where she cut him down after he had hung himself and unalived himself. Now there's so much more to this case that I can fit into a brief 2-minute recap, so go check out Molly Golightlys if you want to actually learn more about this case. And something else to mention is that it's quite clear Dre, the wife, is a bit of a nut job, and she seems very controlling, and from my point of view, it seems most likely that she controlled Von so much that she pushed him to the edge and drove him to a point where he didn't see a way out other than taking his own life. But I don't really see any evidence, especially because although we know the police don't always get it right, they've done their duty and done their work, and they don't particularly see any evidence pointing to Dre being a murderer. But that is what Katie's going with, and she seems so giddy and excited to be reporting this, thinking that because the police got it wrong, she's going to reveal the whole truth and nothing but the truth, and she's going to become famous and all of that. So there's so many clips of her just giddy with excitement at the potential that she thinks this case has. But that brings me to how her and Molly are basically both covering it, and Katie does not like that. She does not like that Molly has got a lot of views, where Katie, she has also gotten a lot of views, but it seems like more new viewers and more subs and stuff like that is actually going to Molly. And as a result, Katie's trying to slander her to bring her reputation above Molly's, and is just posting bullshit out there to try and claim that she's the first on this and that sources, like we've seen her do multiple times in the past. So here's Molly's recent live where she finds out everything that Katie's been posting and saying about her.
And you're saying that I'm gonna steal from Leticia? Look, listen, I don't want fucking drama.
It's not about any of us.
What is wrong with you?
That's exactly what everyone else is asking themselves. Katie is just like a spoiled child. She cannot share, no matter what it means or what she's actually sharing. In this case, a man was pushed and controlled to the extent that he found no way out other than to take his own life, leaving his 3 children, 2 of which are not biologically his, 3 children to which he was a father figure for. And something from his character and what everyone else has said about him, I don't doubt weighed heavily on his mind before he made the decision to do what he did. And Katie is treating it like it's just another opportunity to milk a cash cow to get money and views, and it's just disgusting to watch.
Look at this, and then she shows my mugshot. Look at this. Look it. You know what? You're one to judge, sweetheart. And let me ask you, why did you say, it made me feel very uncomfortable, Molly, is that really your background?
She is so judgmental, and at this point it was one of the first times she's actually met Molly, and she had the audacity to say something like that to her.
Well, I'll have to say, you want to know something? I was surprised that you had that background, since you have so many more subs and you are settling with people because you can't control your mouth with the slander. Enough with the drama. Enough with the drama. Everybody's over here and you're pissed off. You hate it that there's all new people and they're coming over here. Everybody was right about you. Why don't you take some time and spend that time with your son? Your son's still little.
Damn, Molly went for the jugular with that one.
Instead, you're on the internet making a jerk off out of yourself.
Katie? No.
While this man's lying there dying and you're making me a fucking priority. Something wrong with you, girl. Keep going. I'm telling you, this is the last time I'm gonna warn you.
And I think with Molly, Katie has actually met her match. And here's Molly actually explaining what happened and why she has a mugshot.
Molly and Brittany involved, both criminals. Again, I am not a criminal. I have never been convicted of a misdemeanor or a felony in my life. I did 10 hours of community service for a mascara that fell out of a cart when I left a BX in Fort Benning, Georgia, 20 fucking years ago. I paid for everything else. And it was a cheap mascara.
And Katie Joy has done what she always done. She has gone real life. And not only that, she's gotten the facts wrong again, presenting Molly to be some FBI criminal when she just didn't pay for some mascara, wasn't even convicted, and did some community service. And all of this was 20 years ago.
You want to take this horrible situation and make it about me? I've never done a thing to you. Why? Because I unsubbed you? You're gonna go around calling me a fucking thief?
And this brings me nicely to a clip of KJ responding to someone in her live saying, "You're making this all about yourself."
I'm not how am I making this about me? That's weird. That's the dumbest comment I've seen today.
And again, I think that just speaks volumes because Katie can't even see what she's doing. A narcissist in the wild. And if you're not sure where the drama between these two actually started, well, here it is. Molly Golightlys had a message for Katie Joy asking Molly to not watch the audio on her stream, but to actually watch it through Katie Joy's channel, and to direct everyone that was interested to Katie Joy's channel instead of watching Molly Golightly there and then. Just basically trying to scrape up any subscribers and money she could.
I'm about to release a bunch of audio. My source wants to make sure that the content is released through me.
Yeah.
Okay? I know you are going live tonight, which I think would be a good time to speak about the audio, but can you direct them back to my channel to listen to the audio in full? Absolutely. The source is being really particular about this, and I want to respect their wishes. Sure, you don't want Molly Golightly or Justin to have these recordings. Yes, we're going to hear them anyway. But yes, everyone, yes, we'll go over there and we'll listen.
Yes. So we'll go over there and listen.
See, this is what I told you guys about. This is what these people on YouTube are just so competitive and just so catty. We need to remember that this man is a Marine and he is laying in a bed in a vegetative state. This is not about money or competition or or a pissing match. That's not what this is about. This is getting worse and worse.
So straight from the jump, Katie was trying to make this a competition, and Molly didn't like that. And Molly was even calling out Katie Joy Cecily by putting out a video at 2:30 in the morning saying that she couldn't vet some of Katie Joy's sources.
Without a Crystal Ball has put out information today from her sources. I don't know who they are, but they did say to her, and she said to me and Justin on her panel, that the person that's giving her this information had called CPS and that they got a response back that CPS is definitely looking into it and requested 10 days to get these children to a pediatrician. I just wondered, I'm not going to ask who this person is that is giving this information, but I don't know how you can really verify that, because when you're dealing with CPS, it's much like HIPAA laws. And I don't understand how anyone from CPS would call back with a update. So I never asked, I was just a mess on the panel. So then skipping to the second part was, she put out, Without a Crystal Ball, put out a community post that said that Dre Mcray has lawyered up. I would have worded it a little different and said, and it's all about how you say it. I don't want to be responsible of any sort of miscommunication or anything that's not verifiable. I don't know who's there to verify all of this stuff, but to say that she's got a lawyer and she's not allowed to talk on social media, not allowed to jump in any panels, I think that I will believe legal counsel when they give an announcement, or when there's, if and when there is an arrest. Like I said, it makes me very uncomfortable that a lot of things are being tossed around as fact. I know people are trying to start trouble already with me, Justin, and Without a Crystal Ball. I don't know her. I've never had a conversation with her until like yesterday. So,
And everything Molly says there is completely right. Katie Joy will just run with anything that someone feeds her, whether it's real or not. And then she claims that it's an anonymous source that she doesn't have to expose, and she thinks she's got the first scoop on something exclusive. And here is Molly when she finally realizes that Katie Joy just cannot be trusted, and talks about how everyone would warn her.
A lot of people, were coming and saying, don't, and it's all on the comments. I had to ignore it because you want to know something? It's like, I have people, I know that there are people that are channel holders, and they say, don't trust Molly Golightly, blah, 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 blah. And the thing is, they have nothing to back it up. They go on rumors. So I wanted to see for myself. And when we were up on that panel, when I just Slurpee. When I was on the panel, these sources, I was like, wait, how? I got to give her credit. She's the one thing I give her credit for is for getting these audios.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So
Sassy,
thank you. And
But she should not have wanted to keep those audios to herself.
well, it wasn't going to happen regardless.
Yeah.
And I made that clear. And the fact that she would say they want it to be exclusively mine.
No.
I was like, oh, okay. And when Without a Crystal Ball was calling her, she murdered her husband. I was like, all right, hold on.
Yeah, she said that.
You cannot say, well, you can't, for me, I don't share that opinion. I don't believe Justin does.
And that's just it. Katie knows best. She thinks she's got some inside scoop into Dre's mind, and she thinks she knows for sure that Dre murdered her husband, and she thinks that she can go on these lives and say that to her whole audience with a full chest. And that's why, Katie, you're in a bunch of lawsuits.
But you want to know something, Katie? You can go about this in a certain way, since you're a real reporter. You're a real reporter, and me and Justin are nothing but pieces of shit. But you're trying to gain control when you don't have to be in control and act like this is, your case. We have a problem in the YouTube community where people take ownership of a case. Okay, this is not your case. We were trying to help you out, but what you did is you're trying to make me look like a liar. Don't do that. I cannot prove that this policeman, well, you guys know that the police were here. So remember, I sat here and I said, do I need a lawyer? And then when I heard him all quiet and shit, then I was like, you know what, whatever. Yeah, it's not a competition, and I hate that.
Okay, there are a lot of videos circulating all over Facebook. The attorney's OFC office will handle everything.
Yeah, just leave it alone. Nobody needs to get into, all I'm doing is passing it on. I was asked to use my platform to obtain videos. All right, so just all right, but you're asking everybody else to send you the videos. Can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. To be quite honest with you, listen, they're attorneys. It's their job. They have people to do this. Okay? It's all public. All her videos are public. It's live. She slanders. And now she says, I see why. I was she's trying to get people to stop giving you donations. And she said, are you serious? What did I do to her?
And that's another thing that Katie repeatedly does. She tries to make public information exclusives that she thinks she has only access to. And she put her watermark over a public police report, which just shows how much she's in it for the money. And now we're going to take a look at when Molly had completely had enough and she tries to basically rip Katie Joy a new one.
Okay, 1 second. How about we put that on hold? All right, so Without a Crystal Ball 2 hours ago is, all right, now Without a Crystal Ball, now you're fucking pissing me the fuck off. All right? Here she is Today Without a Crystal Ball has spent hours helping multiple family members of Von Mcray and the kids.
Yeah, I got that email.
Okay, so due to the sensitivity of the situation and rampant rumors, you started them. You started the rumors. Leticia Bias has retained a lawyer. Oh, is that what you found out?
And in this same post as her saying that Leticias has actually got a lawyer, which is Marvon's mum, she tries to also degrade Molly Golightly without actually realising that Molly and Justin were the ones that managed to get the lawyer for Von's mum.
Okay, all right.
Because we was the one
set it up. We set it up. Okay. Leticia signed a legal contract with the lawyer this morning. Actually, that's wrong. It was actually yesterday evening. It's okay, but whatever. Due to the situation moving into court already, it is? It's moving into court. Okay, so that means they're just going to get a judge to sign off. That doesn't mean like a court trial, because people are going to be like, oh, is there a trial? No, you got to speak facts, right? I spoke to the person that helped facilitate the lawyer for Leticia.
That's not true. That's not true.
I have asked them to contact the lawyer to see if they can set up a trust for people to donate directly to, rather than a fundraiser. So she doesn't like that we were giving money directly to Leticia's Cash App. Oh, okay, Without a Crystal Ball. Number 3, Leticia and Von's family do not know where he is at the time. Leticia had not been notified by anyone at the hospital was locked down. The location that Von had been at is now telling people that he is not there.
She's deleting post on Facebook right now, someone said.
Okay, all right, listen Without a Crystal Ball. I'm telling you what a Hershey police officer came and said to my face in my house. Did you get a police officer at your house? No. Why are you going to delete it? Don't delete it. You're saying it. So now everything that these people are telling me and Justin about you really is true. It really is true.
And to be honest, I don't think Molly did anything wrong. She has a lot of people talking smack about her, so she tried to give Katie Joy the same respect that she would probably want for herself. And she gave Katie Joy a chance to show her true colours, which, unfortunately, Katie just showed her ass instead.
Leticia and Von's family do not know where he is. Von's status is not known. No. That's impossible. You're telling me, are you telling me that you're trying to tell us that it's possible, right, that his wife, Dr. Dre, took over and picked him up, put her in the car, put Von in the car, and they ran off into the sunset? We're not buying it. Okay. Molly Golightlys said on her live that Dre is banned from visiting Von. No one has been able to confirm this to be true. You know what? If you have a problem, all right, now you don't like that I fucking called your ass out, bitch. I'm gonna call you right now.
I don't know if that's a good idea, Marissa.
I'm gonna.
Marissa?
What, dude?
It's
Dude, she's a piece of work. She's a piece of work.
Yup, and that's why there's a whole subreddit exposing her constantly on the daily. It's not like there's ever a dry month with Katie. And to be honest, it just shocks me how quickly she actually showed her true self to Molly.
She's trying to make me look like I'm the one.
Okay, there is 100% an open and active DCS case with Andrew Mcray related to the case due to confidentiality. Like, we know that.
We know that, sweetheart. I spoke to the husband.
They're not telling us anything there. There are multiple family members that are working behind the scenes to ensure safety of both Von and the kids.
She's lying. She says, however, the father of the girls was notified of the investigation yesterday. I talked to him days ago.
Days ago.
And you know what he told me? He said they were out there last week. Now, that's the week before.
Yes.
CPS contacted him of the situation. Dude, your credibility is shot. Thank God. Thank God I listened to my Patreon. Thank God I read these comments. You, my dear, are a fraud. That's why you have all of these problems. That's why you're constantly getting sued, because you don't like it that more people are, look, you don't like it that Leticia is coming over here? What have you done for Leticia? You've done nothing.
And that's the thing, Molly seems truly emotionally invested in this. She's up at 2:30 making clarity videos, trying to, clarify some of the sources, quote unquote, that Katie Joy is putting out that are just false. And she's also offered to go and see Leticia in person to make sure that she's just got company while she's going through such a hard time.
You've done nothing.
I mean, we directly talked to,
this is just fuckery. This is what we wanted to avoid. Drama. This family doesn't need more drama. They're already dealing with Drea. And now you're going to sit here and say that the police didn't tell me that Drea can't even see him?
So,
are you guys really believing that?
So, let's finish reading this.
Yeah, let's finish reading it.
There are multiple family members that are working behind the scenes to ensue the both bonded. This means many of them will not be speaking out publicly because emergency court filings are expected in the coming days. We said that last night, that Leticia would not be speaking. We said that last night.
Because she texted it to me. We texted to me. Yeah.
The family is seeking any and all video that contains no writing of the kids being given kratom tea, and Andrea speaks about mental and physical. How does she know this? How would she know? She also uses biofeedback to help, herbs to help. Okay. What is that? The price of tea in China. The family is also seeking videos without writing that shows Andrea in the hospital giving Vaughn
anything through his tube or in his mouth. They're also seeking videos where she discusses giving Vaughn unapproved herbs or medication outside of the doctor's orders. You already have those videos, Mama. You were proud to say that all these videos are coming to me, but they want them to be only on my channel. So can you divert all of your subs to my channel? We read right through you. And you also said,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
And then she also said that it's impossible to explain this case in 30 minutes because I put out a video saying this is the case in 30 minutes or less. And I did it. And I did a pretty good job on it.
I mean, if Katie really was in it for spreading the word about a case, wouldn't a 30-minute summary of something that is quite complicated be really helpful for getting the word out? I think it just shows her true intentions, and to criticize Molly for doing that is just so petty.
Then someone went over and said, oh, it's pretty good. She said, well, I'm a real reporter. I'm a real reporter. Blessy buzz. Number 10, anyone with information that can help the family with the above videos. You're the one with all the videos, sweetie. Please send them to me via messenger. I will forward them directly to the people in need. Who would that be? Who's the people in need? 11, all family members that were in need of lawyers have now retained lawyers and are moving forward with the legal proceedings. Please allow this to play out in the court versus bombarding CPS or the hospitals. You're a little too late, sweetheart. We've gone past that. If you have questions, please let me know. I am doing what I can to help facilitate in any way that I can. You want to know something? I'm unsubbing you, and I don't ever want to hear your freaking name again. I don't want any. I'm sorry that I went on your channel, and I'm sorry that I sent all these people. Without a crystal ball, you really are exactly what people have said that you are. You're going to sit there and try and make me look like a liar after I had Hershey police in my house looking like a lowlife?
And that's what we see Katie do time and time again. Anytime she gets called out, she just turns it back on the other person.
How dare you? How dare you? You don't like it. You don't like it that Leticia has put a little bit of trust in two complete strangers. Us. We're trying to help her. How dare you try and make it as if me and Justin are putting out false information after you?
Marissa, I don't think this is from Without a Crystal Ball because
It was just on her face. It was on her Facebook.
It was on her Facebook?
Yes, I was just looking at it.
Okay.
You know what? Lose my number. Don't talk to me ever. Don't even bring up my name, okay? Don't ever bring up my name. What you have done and what you're trying to do is very, very sneaky, underhanded. It's very shady. And you want to know something? You want to know something? I said it to Dre. I'm going to say it to you. Marvon deserves better. And you want to know something without a crystal ball? You get an F. You have gotten an F. The hell out of here. Trying to say, oh, we have no, oh yeah, then if you got these connections, who's your connection? Dre, Dr. Dre herself? Really? Get out of here. Everything is her sources. Her sources.
I mean,
And it's just so funny to watch the people who come in trying to give Katie Joy a chance, finally reveal who and what she really is and what she stands for. And the cycle with Molly was much quicker than the rest of the people that we've seen come in, give her a chance, realise what a piece of work she is, and walk away. But here Katie Joy is, gushing over how all of the intricate details of this case, seemingly so giddy that she potentially has a big moneymaker on her hands.
Here we go. So once they go to the police, they find out the case is closed. Now, Molly revealed on her live stream yesterday that there is a detective, his name is Eckhoff, that's assigned to the case. And that's true. But what I learned today from the family is that he is assigned to the case, but the case is closed. What they were told is that there was no evidence of foul play, except they also didn't speak to Dre outside of that initial interview. And they didn't have an opportunity to follow up with Vaughn because he was moved multiple times during the process, and he has now been moved for a third or fourth time. So except and unless new evidence comes forward. But the family is concerned because of her behavior online. And they're concerned because the story doesn't add up to them, because the timeline to them doesn't make sense. They don't know.
Yeah.
This is Mcray's way, and we try to follow Dr. Sebi here. Don't recommend anything else.
It's a cult following.
It is a cult, and everyone says that she's a cult leader.
Yes. Yes.
And anyone that questions her is blocked, and then she discredits, and she goes on a smear campaign against them. She's yelling at his mom, and she's saying, "I'm the chosen. I am protected. I have Jehovah."
That is a Lori Vallow if I've ever heard one.
Oh, I found that. Oh God, I gotta find it. She's yelling at his mom, and she's all like, "I'm protected. I have Jehovah." And for some, I noticed something about her. She goes on and says, "I'm not bothered," but then talks about it as though she's bothered.
But then she's bothered. Yeah.
Ugh, where is that video? She's literally in the kitchen. I can visualize her outfit. And why is she wearing such outfits to be at home all day with her kids? Oh wait, is this the video? This might be the video. I know she was chopping her avocado, she says.
And in this next one, she's talking about him being on the ventilator, something as serious, literally, as, life and death, life support. And she's still joking about it and smiling and smirking. It's just so weird.
When he's there, and you can see it on his neck. She, in the video, says it capped off the trach, and I'm like, but why do I still hear the oxygen?
And here she is body shaming Dre, and as much as I don't like either Dre or Katie Joy, body shaming is just, for me, it's out of grounds. Don't attack people on their immutable characteristics. Go for the shit that they actually do.
In this video.
She also says that she has muscles when she does it.
Oh, well, she's talking about she went on this side of her parents' porch because it's good lighting.
Yeah. And she's like, look at these. Look at this. I don't have any sagging skin. Like, I've got muscles. Like, what?
It's beyond.
She's like jumping up. This sold out. That sold out. You can get this. You can get that. And I'm like, 5 days. And she looks like she's a drag queen.
That's what we said. That's exactly what we said.
I mean, I understand the whole cake and bake thing. I've just never...
But that's the weather report of the Katie Joy shitstorm. And let me know if you have any more things that you want me to cover about her, because damn, she is a mess and there's so much to get into. Everything that she's done, all the lawsuits she's in, and basically just her daily barrage of, I don't know, slander, whatever it is that you want to call it. Misinformation, all of it. Thank you so much if you've made it to the end. Hopefully see you in the next one, and thank you for watching. Bye.